In the first half of 2023, the supply of new homes can be described as restrained. From January to May, 106.21 million square meters of new homes were added in 120 key cities, showing a 5% year-on-year decline, a drastic drop compared to the same period in 2021. After the surge in sales volume in June, the supply of new homes in July once again entered a low period, with a decline both month-on-month and year-on-year, returning to the levels seen in May. Two main factors contribute to this situation. Firstly, in the sluggish market, real estate developers are reluctant to push their inventory. Secondly, the limited supply is influenced by the shrinking transaction scale in the land market in 2021 and 2022. Leading to a lack of available properties. The objective constraint of reduced city-level supply may, to a certain extent, impact the overall industry scale. We anticipate that this year's total national sales area of commercial housing may decline by around 5% compared to the previous year. Since the beginning of 2023, the momentum of the real estate market's recovery has been slowing down due to supply and demand constraints. According to Crick Research, in July, 28 key cities are expected to have an estimated supply of 10.19 million square meters of new residential properties, representing a month-on-month decrease of 24% and 29%, respectively. The cumulative supply area in the first 7 months will reach 84.86 million square meters, down 8% compared to the same period last year. Overall, the supply has shown a slight weakness, although there was an increase in sales volume in June. It did not match the levels seen in March and April. The anticipated supply in July is expected to return to May's level, and supply in all tiers of cities has generally decreased. In first-tier cities, the supply dropped by 31% month-on-month and 11% year-on-year. Apart from Guangzhou, which saw a slight month-on-month increase of 4%. Other cities experienced varying degrees of contraction compared to the previous month. Both Beijing and Shanghai faced significant declines, with their July supply volumes falling below the monthly averages in the first half of the year. Shenzhen's supply volume in July, although not as high as in June, showed a year-on-year increase of 32%. Leading among the first-tier cities. Second-tier cities experienced a simultaneous month-on-month decline, but their drops were not as steep as in first-tier and fourth-tier cities. In terms of absolute volume, no city in this category had a monthly supply exceeding 1 million square meters. Some cities, such as Changsha, Chongqing, Zhengzhou, Tianjin, and Fuzhou, represented weak second-tier cities and saw an increase in supply compared to the previous month. Ningbo also experienced a surge in supply volume, doubling compared to the previous month and significantly higher than the same period last year. On the other hand, Chengdu, Xiamen, Nanning, and other cities experienced a phased decline, with their supply in July significantly lower than before, showing a month-on-month decrease of over 70%. Fourth-tier cities entered a period of low supply. Our research on key cities in the Yangtze River Delta and Pearl River Delta, such as Wuxi, Changzhou, Shizhou, Jiangsu, and Quanzhou, showed that only Quanzhou and Wuxi had a monthly supply exceeding 100,000 square meters. The other cities experienced a downturn, and the overall market sentiment discouraged real estate developers from actively promoting their properties. The decline in real estate market supply is primarily due to the impact of the sluggish transaction market, leading to reduced enthusiasm for property promotion among real estate developers. Additionally, the unsatisfactory land transaction scale over the past 2 years has become an objective factor restricting supply. According to Crick data, against the backdrop of a cooling market, the land transaction scale in 2022 significantly decreased compared to the same period in 2021. Throughout 2022, the total land transaction area and regarding different city tiers, both the land transaction area and amount in all tiers were below the levels seen during the same period in 2021. In first-tier cities, the total transaction scale declined by 38% compared to the previous year. Second and third-tier cities experienced a decline of 38% and 35%, respectively, except for a few cities such as Xi'an, Ningbo, and Hefei, where the transaction scale increased compared to the previous year. Most second-tier cities experienced negative year-on-year growth, with many experiencing a decline of over 40%, indicating a significant contraction in scale. Furthermore, the 2022 Top 100 Chinese Real Estate Companies' Total Land Reserve Value, released by Crick Research Center, shows that among the top 100 real estate companies, only 6 companies had a total land reserve value exceeding 1 trillion yuan, a decrease of 2 compared to the previous 2 years. The number of companies with a total land reserve value below 100 billion yuan increased rapidly to 31. Moreover, 60% of the top 100 companies had a total land reserve value below 300 billion yuan. Looking at the land market in the first half of 2023, most cities did not complete their planned supply lists on time, and the transaction scale in the land market continued to decline compared to the same period last year. Even first-tier cities, which performed relatively well in the land market, saw a significant decline in transaction volume compared to 2022. The relationship between land and new homes is akin to flour and bread. Sufficient land is needed to support the supply of new homes. The continuous decline in national land transactions has started to restrict the supply of new homes to a certain extent. Comparing the transaction and supply situation of major cities in 2023, city differentiation is intensifying. Most major real estate developers are adopting the production based on sales mode, with only regions and projects with estimated good sales being promoted. In the short term, the core first and second tier cities with higher market activity will remain the focus of real estate developers, such as Beijing, Shanghai, Hangzhou, Chengdu, Hefei, etc. Most companies will choose to accelerate the entry of new projects into the market to seize opportunities, particularly for improvement-oriented projects. In contrast, weaker second and third tier cities, such as Changsha, Chongqing, Zhengzhou, Tianjin, Kunming, and Quanzhou, will see further decreases in new home supply, focusing on inventory clearance. Based on our inventory of the supply situation in 28 key cities in July, improvement-oriented properties are now favored over those targeting first-time homebuyers, becoming the driving force in the market. However, considering the limited improvement-oriented customer base and lingering market hesitancy, the promotion of transactions is expected to remain limited in July, and the cumulative increase will continue to narrow. Cities with supply constraints or mismatched supply and demand are likely to continue experiencing downward trends in transactions in July.